Hello, hello. I am very pleased about last time. Uh, the notion of hey, I know something works, and testing it, and or I know something works in another part of the game. I bet it works here, and it did work here, and that is for me at least a delight. Um, let's watch some scenes. But big win, big win. What I'm talking about, by the way, is WeGraph uses Holy Sword abilities, and we equip something to absorb Holy, and then he will not use his Holy Sword abilities. So he chose not to attack us on his turn rather than do a ton of damage. And especially with a party like ours that does not have very high HP, we don't have any tanks. Eventually, we'll have a Dancing Knight, which will be kind of tanky, but our party is very untanky when hit by magical moves. Ramza can take a lot of physical stuff because he has Blade Grasp, but we're not tanky at all when it comes to magic. We don't have high HP. And so his lightning stabs, if you are, the level we are, can just one shot you and just very quickly lead to resets. But but he won't use them if we absorb Holy. Now, what's interesting is his moves are Lightning Stab and Stasis Sword, Lightning and an Ice attack, but the game decides whether to attack based on whether you have Holy covered, I believe. So I do wonder, I don't know if there's a way to absorb Ice at this point, but I wonder if he would rubber shoes if he would or wouldn't use Lightning Stab. I wonder if he both thinks of it as Holy and Lightning, or the AI just thinks of it as Holy. Heretic Shikuchi. That's me. Well known heretic. Where is Alma? If you want her back, come to Riovane's castle, but you must bring the Germanic scriptures given to you at the monastery. What does it mean to you? Haven't you read it? We have. Return Alma if you don't want the church's lies exposed. You're in no position to demand. You have no choice. Well, you've been warned. New character. I think we have a couple purchases to make, though I already purchased, I think, most of them. We got a chameleon robe for later. I think we bought jade armlets and an NK armlet. I think we bought feather boots. I need 108 gems for later. But let's make sure we have all the stuff. Germanus boots is move and jump. Not a very important bump. We have one of those. That's good. We need two 108 gems. It blocks a lot of stuff. It also strengthens elemental. So if this was a wizard playthrough, there would be some important tech here about how exactly to equip to maximize our wizard's power, but this is not. We got those, and we don't want an elf mantle. All right, we should be good. Ooh, power sleeves are available. Now, power sleeves are not great for us, but you can see the best fit now his new equips. We still have our wizard staff. That's still the best we can do. Holy Miter. Do we want to upgrade to Black Hood? No, we want the +1 magic. And Chameleon Robe, I forgot to unequip. Let's go do that actually before we shop. We'll equip the proper gear. I think red shoes is the right equipment, though there's, of course, a case for Wizard Mantle. I think it's close. All right, now we can upgrade gear. Everyone should have their proper gear on. So this we don't want. We'd rather have the magic power. Also, it's nice to have over 70 MP. Power sleeve is end game armor for physical units. The +2 is huge, and usually you use that in the twist headband for the +4. Sometimes that doesn't give you quite enough HP compared to endgame stuff, but if you're looking to maximize damage, twist headband and the power sleeve are the best you're going to get for physical builds, but we're not in physical builds. Yeah, these aren't really upgrades for us. Any chance we have a new rod? We do have a new rod, the Goku rod. Can give Innocent. Innocent's a weird status effect to put. Innocent is 0 faith. so it means magic does not affect them in any way. It's a weird status effect to have attached. And for you, we just want you to have the most HP possible, so you should take the Black Hood, and you should take the Power Sleeve. I think that's almost everything. We gotta check. Do they have the new Samurai Sword, or Katana? No, we already have the Heaven's Cloud. Alright, after we do the missions leading up to Ria Veins, we will come back to check if the shops have been upgraded. But for now, let's just get through the battles. And one of them I have frequent resets on. I think two of them are pretty safe, and one of them's quite dangerous. But we'll talk about that shortly. And as we've learned, every fight is dangerous if something goes weird. So here you are. Everyone was looking for you. Something wrong? No, I shouldn't talk to a princess in such a way. Stop it. By your leave, your most gracious majesty. Please stop. Sorry. I apologize. What are you going to do with me? I'm not Ophelia, you know. I'm worth nothing to you. Not even worth leaving alive. Yes, you're not Ophelia. We don't know your real name, or even if you're a noble or a commoner. What did my life mean all these years? Raised as a substitute. Amusing, isn't it? A princess must live her life quietly in a monastery away from the capital. That does make princesses easily replaceable, right? Because essentially you have such narrow control, such tight control over who has seen or interacted with them. I'd often wondered why only I had to live like that. But if my suffering would keep Avalis in peace, then I thought I could endure it. What was all the grief and isolation I suffered for? Not for you. You and I are the same. Miserable people forced to live false lives, always being used by someone. Try hard, and you'll be rewarded, they say. Lies. Now, we don't really know how Delita got in as a knight with Baron Grimm's, but he has clearly ascended the ranks through conniving and subterfuge, right? It's, which is trying hard, but it's not trying hard in quite the way people mean. Only those close to the top are rewarded without trying. It's the way of the world. Most people have to act the roles given to them. Then again, most of them haven't even noticed they're even acting. No way I'd do that. I won't be used. I'll be the one using. Those who use me must pay for what they've done. What will you do? Trust me, Ophelia. I'll make a country worthy of you. I'll make your life shine. Let me guide you. Don't cry like that. Should I trust you? I won't betray you. I swear by my dead sister, Teta. So please, don't cry. So some interesting stuff going in a few different directions there. I don't know if I really have much to comment on at the moment on that. Or nothing's like super springing to mind. The whole I won't be the one used, I'll be the one using. That's really classic villain stuff, right? The whole. But there's some other stuff in there that isn't. And there is the question of he's probably not trustworthy to anyone else, but is he trustworthy to Ophelia? He might be. All right, Grog Hill. Ooh, this fight has a couple weirdnesses to it. So there's thieves, so things can go wrong with Steelheart. So we should keep. I think they're male thieves, so we should. Ramsey goes forward per usual, but the other units should be kind of held back if possible. There are chemists with guns, so you can get picked off pretty quick. right? That's going to be, two chemists with guns is 128 damage to like any target on the map whenever they want it. And given that we only have three characters, 128 on a fixed target is a real problem. Oh no, that's a female thief. Hmm. So Ramza actually we should be careful with. Damn, what rotten luck. Pursuit unit. Are you a Nanton patrol? We're tired of fighting. We want to go home. We'd rather be poor and covered with mud than this. Oh, something I think FFTactics does remarkably well is so many of the fights advance the story, right? There are very few filler things. Like, there's not a part of the game where they're like, go collect the four whatevers, right? And this is one of the few fights that doesn't advance a major character. But I think showing people deserting from the army is worth showing. I think this is worth spending a fight on. But it's kind of remarkable how few fights have even as, you know, have as little plot as this. And this still seems pretty important to show and have as part of your game. So I think it's kind of neat. I think a lot of strategy RPGs like have more stuff, and RPGs in general have more sections that are just not really related to the story. And this one really stays tight on that in an impressive way. We'd rather be poor and covered with mud than this. We're sick of killing. We want to return to our families. Wait, we're not after you. We have no desire to fight. Don't misunderstand. Don't lie. You expect us to believe you, trying to get us off guard, then kill us? Well, none of your tricks will work. Hey, he was on the wanted list. Huh? So what? It's him, the heretic. You know. If we bring him to them, they may let us off. And we're even learning information about how public it is that we're a famed heretic. You mean going back to the Knights? Getting a heretic's big, like getting enemy brass. If we get him, they might give us a discharge, too. That's right. I know a guy discharged in an exchange. We can go home big. Otherwise, we'll have to live in hiding as deserters. Right, let's catch him. We can even kill him. He's a heretic. They'll execute him sooner or later. We can go home by killing him. This is our last battle. Well, it will be, but, for another reason. So I think we got to be really careful here about the female thief. I think this is one of those fights that can really go wrong quick if I do this poorly. And the way in which it can go wrong, the problem is if Ramza gets his heart stolen, the way to get someone out of that status is to hit them. But it's really hard to hit someone who is in blade grasp, right? He's going to dodge such a high rate of attacks. So it is a very difficult situation if he gets steel-hearted in a way it isn't if anyone else does. Anyone else is much easier for us to hit. And this is why we have to be super careful here. But I think I want to try for the big move in, because we can do a bunch of damage here, and I think it's worth some risk. To just, I don't think, we're not going to do the 222 needed to kill the thief, which is a problem. Oh, we will! Oh, incredible. Now, if I was like a really good FFTactics player, I would have been like, okay, I know our base damage is 156 or whatever. They're a Virgo. Of course, Virgo means we have excellent compatibility, so it's going to do 50% bonus. 50% of 156 is 78. 156 plus 78, 234, which actually it did 224. But whatever, some math like that. I would have been like, of course this is going to get the kill, and I would have calculated that out. But I certainly did not do that, and I will not pretend I did. But now we can be a little less cautious. I do think I'm going to try to get re-raise up before I move forward, just for a little safety. Actually, maybe I should have gone behind this cover. I don't think they can shoot us if we're fully behind the cover. They probably can in this spot, but not where I moved to. So I probably should have moved the Oracle there. Worrisome that this is Nameless Stance is the sixth thing to happen. It won't come off before the next cycle of turns, which suggests the enemy is a lot faster than we are. We really almost just swept their whole team, though. Or, swept 3 guys. Throwstone's kind of annoying just because it gets around Blade Grasp. Obviously, I really don't want Ramza to go down, but we should have time to get him up if he does. Maybe I should have moved the Oracle forward a bit, because if he does go down, it takes us a couple turns to get to him, and during that time, the enemy will be attacking us. So I probably should have had a little more care here. So let's move forward now, and maybe we can do something. Will Cure go off in time? There's 2 enemy units before it, and Shikuchi gets a turn, so he'll probably just move. So actually, let's get re-raise on our Dancer. And hopefully Nameless Dance does good work. I really enjoy Nameless Dance. I like, abilities that have the potential to really limit a team. Now there, it did almost absolutely nothing. Horrible, horrible round of it. But it's nice they have to waste so many turns on potion. We really did. Ramza charging forward did do a lot, and killing the thief was very lucky, but gives a huge advantage in this fight. But again, I want to stress, fights can go wrong here, and if Ramza gets his heart stolen, we need Ramza to go before the thief. Okay, and let's go here. I want to go as little forward as I can, because actually, let's check this guy's Zodiac. All right, we're not going to one-shot them, and so let's actually use the weaker one. Because why use the more expensive when we're not going to one-shot either way, and it will finish the guy who's out. I was hoping the Brave effect would go off, but that's okay. It's not like they're going to hit our Dancer too often this fight. Come on, man. Anyway, I like that. I think the fights here are. These Nameless Dances this fight are not doing well. I think the fights here are like a really good level of difficulty. It's kind of the point where I usually will be able to win, but I know all these fights are losable enough that winning feels rewarding. I hope that makes sense. Should make sense. It's not a complicated concept, but it's like it's in a kind of sweet spot for me of just the right amount of feeling of having accomplished something without actually having risked that much. Let's try to heal Rams a bit. Like, you can get resets here, and if you do, you shouldn't feel at all bad. Like, I've certainly done it. But usually, stop reviving. Though it's good because the thief was on tick 2, which means the thief probably won't get another turn quickly. Yeah. So let's just use Kutetsu Knife again. This should 3 KO? Yeah. That's not what 3 KO means, but that's okay. And we're going to wait here just so we get our next turn faster. At this point, maybe I should stop doing things with Ramza because he's going to overlevel everyone else. We should check where we're at. You'll notice the enemies are now just out-leveling us by a lot. So not only are we outnumbered in every battle we fight, but we are also out-leveled massively. So, challenges. Where 3 regularly, like as I've said before, it's supposed to be each fight you have 5 units and they have, finally a good one. They have 6 to 7, with occasionally 8 at Golgarand. Yeah. All right. So we'll keep attacking with non-Ramza characters, but we'll try to hold Ramza back a bit. I probably got to take out this guy though. All right. So Ramza will get to level 19 here, but I'll try to do the rest with the other characters. So yeah, now we're facing 3 versus 6 or 7, and they're all 8+ levels higher than us. 73. Life Drain doesn't quite kill them. Holy does. Just chuck a holy here? Why not? We already stopped the archer, so it's not going to kill our dancer this turn. Now we silence them. Useless. Alright. Squire can run up and hit our... Ah. Now you might have noticed it said 55 damage 100% of the time, but they have a mace, and maces do randomized damage. You'll also notice when the enemy hits us right now, they get 1 experience for it. Because again, at this part of the game, we are getting severely out-leveled. And if you were doing this, you should feel very free to, you know, level up, do some, some grinding. I don't count resets on grinding, as I don't hold that against you. So, like, if you wanted to like go to a relatively easy map, and if the enemy looked hard, you can grind safely without risk of things going wrong. I don't think that's against the sort of rules of this. I think deaths only count in story missions, and certainly while grinding at the start of the game pre-Dorter. Though the challenge starts at Dorter, so maybe you should maybe this is wrong. Um, maybe grinding, if you get a reset grinding, that should count. But I think be lenient on yourself. All right, let's move because he was targeting us, and we want to start punching him. How much does punching do? 60? Sure. 40. I forgot we have a bag. Our moves do not do the stated damage. And can we life drain? Yeah. 49% is not ideal, but if we get up enough MP, we could holy again. So I was thinking if someone crystallizes here, and we can get our Pythia to get the thing. That's a knife. We can't use that. Then we could one-shot them. Because Holy is very powerful. We currently have a really good way of one-shotting enemies if we have MP up. But it's hard to have MP up. And I probably should heal you this turn. I think we're going to be able to get everyone to exactly level 19, though. And I do really like having everyone at approximately the same. Oh, didn't mean to heal the enemy. Oops. I was just trying to hit them. We ended up healing them 4 damage. 40 from hitting them, minus 40 from hitting them, and plus 44 from healing them. No one's dropping crystals. Alright, we're at 43 MP. We'll probably be able to get up to 56 shortly. I was thinking we could have teleported Ramza in front of our dancer so that he would take the hit, and if he took the hit, he'd probably blade grasp it. But this all worked out even better. Every time you get Brave up, it permanently increases your Brave a quarter of the amount your Brave just went up. So if you, for instance, somehow increase your Brave, 3 in a fight, okay, let's say it was 6. That's going to be a permanent boost of 1.5. Only 1 will show up, but if you increase your Brave another 6 in the next fight for 12, that's 3 times 4, it will notice it and it will add it up, and you will have permanently raised your Brave count. And that's how you change your Brave stat. You can see the randomized sometimes will do more than the card value of an attack, but not particularly reliably. Now we can end the fight with Holy, and everyone will be level 19. This will definitely get at least 22 experience, right? It will be a kill. It will be a kill, and so that's plus 10. And obviously they are higher level than us, so they will get more than 10 out out of it. Let's try to get this treasure chest. Will we get it? It's like 80%, 70%, something like that. Not too important, but. And Marty the Archer is going down. I talked earlier a little about how the Rio Veins fight was tough and how we have some strategies for it. One really interesting thing about the Rio Veins fight is I'm not sure if you cast it if it doesn't work, but there's an item you can have on this point called the Chantage. And the Chantage is one of the absolute best items in the game. We can't get it, but you can get it if you have been doing poaching. And it gives you automatic re-raise. And not only does it give you automatic re-raise, it gives you like immortal re-raise. It just gives you infinite re-raises. You go down, you'll come back in a turn. You go down again, you'll come back in a turn. If your whole team goes down, sure, you still get a game over. But if your next turn has come up, you're back in the action. Incredibly good item. It is glitched and does not work in the most difficult Rio Veins battle. Just a fun fact about one of the many things that makes that a hard fight. Not that that's relevant to how we'll fight it, but I understand your lives are important, but is that it? Alright, battle complete. Got a mithril gun for it. I think we're going to get one more scene here before we move on. So I think even though this was like one of the least plotty scenes in the game, yeah, we still, battles in the game, we still get real plot here. I wonder what Father would have done. Ramza clearly is the truest son to his father. You're. Hey, it's Olan. We meet again. A black lion's crest. You're a Nanton. So, you killed the deserters for us. I never thought a Bulve would help us. We do know he was reporting to TG Sid. Olan was. Not because I wanted to. I know. You didn't want to fight, right? Same here. I don't go after deserters because I want to. You know what I mean. You knew me. Yeah, I saw your name and face on the wanted list. As a dangerous heretic. What did you do? Are you going to try and catch me? Why would I do that? Our job's to catch deserters. No need for us to be involved. But your brothers are after you. Run before they come. Why do you continue to fight? As long as your brothers point swords at us, it'll continue. So if Larg quits, Goltana would too. But that won't ever happen. If you see Orlando of Nanton, let me know. Some are urging Larg and Goltana for gain. We're in the palm of their hands. They're the real ones to beat. Why Orlando? My father used to say he was his only friend. Orlando's my father-in-law. I'll tell him that. Do you believe me? I don't know why they're trying to collect holy stones. If it's for the people, I won't interrupt. But if it's for self-gain, Orlando won't allow it. He'll promise to kill in the name of TG Sid. Do you know about the High Priest's plot? Yes, but there is no proof. We're investigating it, but you may know better. If we prove it, would you stop fighting? Do you have proof? Here's the Germanic no. Nothing. No one knows whether the war will end or not, but I'm sure Orlando would quit. Olan, shall we go? All right, I'm coming. I must go, Shikuchi. Take care. Incidentally, we never got a chocobo on our team, but you can ride chocobos in battle like he's doing. It's not a very powerful effect because basically it means your two units become one, and the bonus your unit gets is it basically can move like a chocobo. Um, but it is a cool thing you can do is you can ride your chocobos in battle. This game has lots of little neat things you can do, and some of them end up working out well, some of them don't. But as I've said, the fact that status effects, buffs, um, like you look at a game like FF7, or lots of games. Like I don't know. In lots of games, status effects just aren't relevant. Like every boss or difficult battle is immune to them because they're worried it might take over, and so they end up being something no one engages with, and you maybe use for the most occasional fights, right? It's often like status effects like no boss is ever susceptible to poison except Seymour on Mount Gagazet, but almost no other boss is ever susceptible to poison. Um, I guess FF7 has some exceptions too. Good for FF7 and FF10. But bosses tend not to be susceptible to poison or different status effects. Again, I think 7 and 10 do better in this regard than most games. Um, and in general, they're just the cost of them is not worth using. You just do better with damage. And often damage just takes over. Buffs and debuffs, I think Shin Megami Tensei games handle really well, but most games, again, it's just not worth doing. There are ways to do enough damage, they don't matter. And here, haste isn't that big a deal. Haste is usually the biggest deal, and haste is useful. But upping your stats in various ways by taking weapons that maybe have less raw power or less raw life total but give you boost to stats feels somewhat relevant to that. And there is raw power, but it means there's a bunch of different ways of fighting, and the many different classes give you tools in different directions. And some of the classes are duds, like Archer doesn't work, but some of them are great. I'm a Shikuchi. Take care. Shikuchi, you're not alone. You have friends, allies who'd risk their lives. I'm one of them. I think you're the only one. You have friend? Thank you, Olen. Doesn't feel like Delito would risk his life for us. He might be a friend in one sense, but I don't think he would count as a second for this. I mean, we have people who are in our party, I guess, but I already booted Agrias. All right, Yardow, Fort City. I hate this fight. This fight is a huge, sucky fight. Um, it is so easy for this to go wrong. I don't think there's any particular setup we can do on this fight. The problem is many. One is it is a stupid, essentially, escort mission, which means if the character you're protecting goes down, you just lose on the spot whether or not you could revive them. That sucks. We're gonna have Ramza as close to the action as possible, and our Oracle as close to like being able to pretend they're in the action and maybe get auto raise on Ramza. We'll have our Dancer in the back. And the other problem is they have ninjas, and ninjas are good, but the real problem with ninjas is it means we don't have anyone that can move forward all that safely because ninjas dual wield, and Blade Grasp only affects the first strike of a dual wield. So Ramza can run forward, and the first strike, 70% he'll block it. The next strike's going to hit. And so these ninjas can take down Ramza quite quickly, and they have two summoners. So sometimes this fight's fine and not a problem, but sometimes it is a nightmare, and I hate it, and there's a good chance. I was saying our first reset's going to be at Rio Veins. Now I think it's going to be here. I forgot about this fight. You know what you're saying? You're the one who doesn't. We're not tools, tools for murder. We stay there, we'll be used as tools till we die. Come on, Malik, let's escape together. Who helped us when we lost our parents in the war? If Grand Duke hadn't saved us, we'd have starved. So, he cared about us. Now you're returning the favor with vengeance. You've been deceived. I was updating my spreadsheet with the deaths level score for this chapter because I was just thinking we're going to need a place to put the death at 1, right? So I can remember that we died here when we die here, which I have no idea what the odds are here, but I hate this map. This is one of my least favorite maps in the game. If someone has a good efficient strategy, like generalizable strategy for this map, like if you wear this, the ninjas will forget to attack you. Oh my god, would I love to know it. You've been deceived. Barrington took advantage of war and burned the village. Why? To get the family skills only our family knows. He burned a village to get my heaven skill and your hell skill. He killed our parents, don't you see? That's ridiculous. You know what he did to me. Yeah, here the game will not particularly subtly get around. He clearly raped Rafa, and I don't think stories should include sexual violence unless they're willing to commit to having something to say about it beyond it just being bad. Um, because I think things like that are often used as a here is a way to show you someone is completely evil. And I don't think it's worth it because it's going to be so upsetting and harmful to some viewers. And you're clearly using it as a tool, as a means to just say, look at this evil character. And you should just find something more creative to do, find some better way to say it. I think this part of the game is a bummer, and I like to pretend Rafa and Malik are not in the game because I think they don't do anything interesting with these characters, and it's one of those stories that uses elements that I think you should only use if they are essentially an end, not a means to an end. Fundamentally, I'm saying Ramza would never write this story. Um, yeah, I know you know. Don't say any more, otherwise I ninjas. So here you are, Malik. We'll be here soon. Ninjas and summoners. God, I know it's all set. Now there's 6 enemies, and we do get an ally, Malik. But here he comes, Heretic Shikuchi. Rafa, help! And our mission is sadly save Rafa. We don't get a choice. We can't pick kill the enemies. And sometimes Rafa just runs forward and gets herself killed. It's so annoying. Um, and you just like don't have a chance to heal. Hopefully the 25% comes good. That would make me very happy. But you know, this fight is not a kind fight. Like, what if she just goes down here before we get a turn? That sucks. There's some other fights that I think people think of as being a crapshoot like this fight, but those fights there is almost always a tool. She's gonna hit back here, but her move does randomized number of hits and randomize like which of the squares it's targeting it hits. So there is a fair chance she just whiffs. Okay. Here, do we heal Rafa or do we try to get re-raise on Ramza? I think we heal Rafa. And we don't move because we want our next turn sooner. You're that man. You're supposed to be waiting at Riavane's. That was what Grand Duke said. I'll prove we can beat you without the Shrine Knights. Now, where do I want to go? If we move up high, but actually, when does Meteor go off? No, they all get their turns before Meteor. We couldn't sneak that in. Or could we? Let's think. Kay and Cosmos are the summoners. Cosmos. Tensberger. Tensberger's the one who didn't move. Huh. I'm going to try something wacky here. I'm going to go here. Then the ninjas can't hit me with their normal attacks. And Meteor will at least hit the 2 that haven't moved. And Malik. And this is a big area. Do we want to put it here? That's annoying for that summoner to get out of. In fact, I don't know if that summoner can move far enough they can get out of it. This might be a reasonable move. I'm going to try it. Meteor is enormous damage, and we'll start getting up Nameless Dance, of course. And hopefully, this actually we don't really need to hit much, because we want to hit the guy in the back because he's the one who is going to have time to move before Ramza's ability goes off. So you can see it has this randomized effect. You can do some stuff manipulating it with walls. All right, we need this not to hit Rafa twice. I think it will kill Rafa if it hits her twice. No, it won't. Okay, very bad damage. That's great. Did you just move where... Oh, can they take him out before Meteor goes off? Yeah, if they both summon on him... Oh, I don't know. I don't know the timing here. They might just take him out before it can go off. I wish I knew. Oh god, 130 damage? Are you serious? Good thing I healed. No! Oh, this is gonna be a reset. I hate this fight. This fight sucks. Like, there were previous fights where we got in trouble, but it was, like, my fault. I think this fight just sucks. The other one's gonna do... The other one KOs him. Yeah. and we don't have time to heal both Ramza and make sure Rafa's safe and stop them just charging forward with the ninjas. Yeah. Oh, and that only barely did enough damage too. Oh, and this probably just kills Rafa. Did I even save after the last? I don't want to have to redo it. Yeah, but you see, she just dies. Yeah, that's it. Where was our last save point? Here. All right. All right. One reset. Don't have a strategy here. I guess we know we can't do Meteor, but how much does that help? I think I positioned optimally. We learned something. Like, I can't go for the Meteor strat. Um, even though we have short charge, because their summoners get there first. It's just so frustrating that they can just like immediately kill Rafa and there's nothing you can do. And there's a stupid cutscene before it. Again, there's another fight more famous for having instant deaths on this, but that one you can manipulate, and this one I don't think you can. All right. Anyway, let's be enthused and positive. Um, it's just this is a very annoying fight for this specific challenge, but in general, I hate save X fights, and I think they shouldn't be in the game. Because if we didn't have to worry about her, like we don't have to charge forward as much and make sure we can block paths to her. Because my normal move is to move Ramza into the kind of gateway to block their access to her so they can't just stream towards her. But I thought maybe we have a better way. Um, and I was wrong here. But, ooh, that's nice to see. We might be able to pick that guy off. We didn't even see a nameless dance, right? They killed her before that. All right, so you're going to do your stupid move again. Run away. Please run far back as possible. Oh, okay, you actually did. Rare. You see? Um, it's so dependent on stupid character does. Okay, so we could paralyze, try to get that guy there. But I think I'm just going to make sure Rafa's in good condition. You're that man. You're supposed to be waiting at Riavane's castle. That was what Grand Duke said. I'll prove. Oh, we did that. Okay. So I could pop up here and grab this guy. 6 height, 4 height gap. We might be able to hit that guy from here. I forget what the effective range on draw out is, but if we, oh, we won't KO. I don't want to KO Mal. Okay. We can't meteor again. That didn't work at all. But I want to meteor again. I'm gonna try it. I know it's like dumb and we just ruled it out, but the problem is if I take out Malik here, the enemies can run up and hit me. And I don't want to go down. And we probably go down this way too. Oh, jeez. I hate this fight. Okay, that's not going to work. Let's think. Cast Reflect on ourselves? Does Reflect avoid summons? I don't think so. Cast Haste? No. I shouldn't have moved here before figuring out what I wanted to do. So the problem with Meteor is Tia and Tiara get off their stuff before me. How much damage do we do to you? He has fairly low life, and the problem is if we take him out, he teleports away, so he leaves the empty square. I really wish I hadn't moved here. Chunk him for a little bit of damage? Alright, let's try it. I hate this fight. Have I mentioned that yet? Alright, let's get a really good nameless dance. This is the time to shine. But I like that I'm keeping Malik in front of me because he means the ninjas can't run up as easily. Now they might just get me anyway because the summoners might take me out anyway. right? Because I moved too far forward. I probably shouldn't have. Yeah. Yeah, they're gonna take me out. I'm being bad, making bad decisions. This is a dumb fight. I don't like it. I hope that's clear. Yeah, there goes Ramza. Ooh. Oh, we weakened one of them. If only that had happened before other stuff went off. Maybe I should be casting re-raise on Ramza. I just get so worried about Rafa. Here, Rafa went further back, so I should have adjusted. Bad decision making all around. Okay, that guy hopefully just runs away. Cool. That's one less to worry about. One less stupid ninja. But this double cast, I think, actually did like relatively little damage last time, so very likely they kill me. Yeah, here it's doing more. This is gonna be another reset. Sometimes this fight you just like win, and I don't really. I should probably pay more attention to it, but I don't know. Yeah, you can see they're doing significantly more damage this time, and I don't think they even had to use much MP. And now they get past Ramza, and we can't stop them slaughtering whoever they get near, essentially. Okay, he's got his Hell Knight move. Oh, Hell Knight stuff is more. Oh no, he's using. Okay, Raph is actually dodging really well this fight. Okay, come on, Nameless Dance. Give me this one. Just like all great. Stop everyone. That is not what I asked for. This is not the deal. Okay, so that was a terrible target. If she targeted the square behind Malik, then because the wall cancels one of the squares, it actually is a good chance to a higher chance to hit. This way, she's targeting a blank square, and that gives greater chance to miss. I don't. I mean, we got to try to bring Ramza back. You got to keep Nameless dancing, and we need it to hit well. Yeah. Please get lucky. Okay. 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 I'll take that. This guy might die to the poison. That's kind of funny. Not that we really cared about him. Now, I really hope Ramza hadn't ticked over and he gets the next turn. But I don't think he will. I think Ramza's a little faster. So I think he'll just go down here. Oh, they're throwing at him. That's great. If they had walked up to him and attacked him, the second strike would probably take him out. So maybe we can get in a cycle where Ramza goes down and we keep kind of healing him and can slowly work our way out of this mess. That would be great. Okay, good start. Bad continuation. But maybe, this will take Ramza out, sure. Oh, what? They must have mistargeted or something weird. That's very strange. No. So that targets so many empty squares, right? When you cast that, you want to cast it at this square, this one, because the Tetris square shape can't go up here. So it means it's got a 1 out of 4 chance to hit. And when you target like one of these random squares, it's a 1 out of 5. Okay. But we actually have a chance to probably not heal him. So let's try to get re-raise on ourselves. And maybe we'll move just to get the MP. I think we might have this one. Heaven's Thunder is just going to miss. Oh, no, I'm wrong. I kind of wanted it to miss. I didn't want him awake. But okay, if you're going to hit him 2 times, that's not so bad. But if you do use these characters later, you get access. You can get access to these abilities later. Um, you wanna do wall targeting. You want to target the square touching the wall, not another square. I'm really lucky the ninjas are deciding to throw rather than charge and double attack. This is very much incorrect of them. And also, we're really lucky that the Ramu cast just blanked. And now they're casting slow. Okay, I think we just won the fight pretty comfortably. And you can see how this fight is sometimes stupid and like just very different directions. But we're going to use Heaven's Cloud here, and that should take out both summoners. So this fight is brutal, but sometimes it's trivial. And yeah, I don't have a solid read on it at all. If there's some way to manipulate the AI here, oh, please figure it out for me. I would love that. But we took our first reset. But sometimes it's good to get your first reset out of the way so they don't feel so brutal. It's a set where you're going to lose repeatedly, and a way of playing. So got to get used to the idea that you're going to lose repeatedly, or it gets very frustrating. Let's keep dancing. And we have Rafa full HP. Rafa's actually moving out of the way when we don't want her to. Often she charges in when there are all the enemies, and when there are very few enemies, she runs away. Now here you can see, okay, well, we have a problem again. He did the attack when confused, and that ended up being far scarier for us than his normal thing because he was throwing when unconfused, but his double attack is much more likely to hit. Now, it happened to hit the first time, but it's the second hit that's the one that's kind of guaranteed. So we got to go try to revive him. That's pretty low. Let's just wait. It'll get our next turn faster, and we want to make sure we can revive Ramza. You can so that move hits 1 to 6 times. Each of their moves does 1 to 6 hits in that space, randomly which it hits. All right, that's okay. Malik's down, and you have to watch the whole animation whether or not it can hit anyone. She had pretty good luck. Like most of her ones have hit, like the full 6 times, and his just hit once. Now you might have said I said the corpse would be in the way earlier. As soon as the game realizes that all the stuff set to automatically go off is done, he will go, damn, I hate retreating like this. All right, you're still confused, but please don't get too much in the way. Now we could also, okay, we could punch that guy and hope we do 195, but that seems pretty unlikely. So instead, let's raise Ramza. Never saw what his count was. Kind of hard to view that spot. Oh, and if Ramsey can move to the crystal, that would be lovely. I don't think we were close to having Ramsey crystallize. Let's try to end the fight. I do not want this to go on any longer. I am anti-Yardow City. You heard it here first, folks. Don't like it. Bad fight. Bad fight. Took our first reset. Are you all right? I definitely made a mistake with Meteor, but it's one of those fights where like one mistake ends it. And also this fight, I think I should have lost too. I have no idea why I won. Like they used a Ramu that just missed that should have taken out Ramza, a Shikuchi, and then we would have been in a healing cycle that we probably would have lost. I have no idea why we survived this time, right? I don't think I played this any better. I moved Ramza forward too quickly and carelessly. But sometimes you don't move them forward and all the ninjas run out and they all throw at Rafa and she just dies and it's horrible. So I think that time she moved back far enough. I should have known I didn't have to run forward as far. Had she moved back yet? Yes, she had. So I should have probably kind of played this more defensively and tried to stay out of range of the summoners. And I think fighting that way, I'm favorite to win. But I did not play smartly this time, and I won. And I don't think I played any dumber, or any like dumber the time before, and I lost horribly. So I don't. If there's some way to manipulate this fight, I would love it because yes, thank you, if they return, we're in trouble. Let's hide because I would love to not have to ever worry about this fight again. Um, some parties it's easier than others, of course, but in general, it's just a really unpleasant fight to do. I should have stayed far back with Ramza and chucked a meteor behind the wall. That would have hit a bunch of them. That probably is reliable. Sometimes they just run out and kill Rafa there, but probably not enough. Yeah, I could have. I think that's what I should have done. I think you need a ranged big area of effect attack a bunch of the ninjas' location will be set. Meteor would have hit them. If I was far enough back outside the walls, the summoners can't double hit me. Once I land that meteor, the fight should be under control. Yeah, I think there's a good way to fight that, but I didn't do it here. This was badly fought by me, but also the first fight, I think I made reasonable decisions and it didn't work. The second fight, I think I made terrible decisions and it did work. Eh. Barrington wants only one thing, to be the king. They call him Weapon King for making strong weapons and training many wizards. There is one who incites the Grand Duke that is of the royal family. Killing Larg and Goltana set the stage for him to become a regent. So he's in position if Larg and Goltana go down. Why do you keep fighting, being branded a heretic? I think I know why, but nobody will thank you for beating him. I'm not fighting for thanks. I'm fighting for honor and pride as a Bulve. That's a dumb reason. Let's pretend he said a better one. That's a lie. You aren't that noble. I don't think that's noble. I think that's thoroughly ignoble. I think that's like the worst reason to fight. There's a book I really like that describes that. Anyway, you can't ignore injustice or evil in front of you. You see, that's actually a lot more noble than the shit he said, and I think truer too. But also, he's really inculcated in the ideas of nobility. You flatter me. I'm not that good. But what are you gonna do? I must go to Riovan's to save Alma. But you barely escaped from there, right? I must get my brother out. Why are you two fighting? We're 50-year war orphans. I'll never forget those days, looking through garbage and dead bodies for food. That's when Barrington saved us. I believed in God then. Barrington built orphanages for the war orphans. He provided training to gifted children to be professional assassins. You must be those children. We, Galthanas, that's too close a name to Galtana, they should have picked a different last name, have secret skills of the family. My heaven skill and my brother's hell skill. These two skills differ from magic. Barrington wanted them, but the family elder refused him, so he burned the village. He decided if he couldn't have them, he'd erase them from this world. He probably was excited when he found us among the orphans. You tried to escape when you found out the truth. We yearned for him to be like our real father, but even then. So this is where you were hiding. Malik. Malik the Frog. Listen, Shikuchi, hurry to Riovan's castle, or your sister will be dead. If you touch Alma, I'll show no mercy. Rafa, you're coming too. Resist, and Shikuchi's sister will die because of you. It's not fair. They have nothing to do with us. It's not a warning. It's an order. We're going to do one more fight this video, even though it's going long, because that one frustrated me, but B, it will line up much better for later videos. Let's go, Shikuchi. Sorry, Rafa. You had to do this because of us. Actually, are there two? I forget how many fights there are before Riovan's. I want Riovan's to be its own episode, so if there's one before it, we'll do the one. It's not your fault, don't worry. Okay, I don't care about Rafa and Malik. This is my least favorite part of the game. So we'll be going past their story scenes much quicker. And it's my least favorite battle of the game. Everything comes together. It's generous of FFT to realize we got to put, we got to do Yuguo Woods. It's generous of the game to put all its worst parts together at the same time, so that we don't, we don't have to suffer through them separately. Do we want to rush up the right or the left on this map? I'm gonna go up the left. This map is one of the few monster maps where we're fighting monsters, not humans. It is also an entirely undead opposition, so we can use the Cure spell offensively. I probably should have messed with Rafa's loadout here, but we're only going to have her with us as a guest for 2 fights. And I just, not invested. So there's not like some setup. We're not going to be able to do like auto potion knight kind of thing. Those who died in the war haven't been able to rest. Return to the future life once again with your affection left in this life. Weird sentence there, weirdly translated. This is also, you'll notice, there are some humans, there are some monsters. This is also a no-story fight, basically. Weakest section of the game. Rafa will just run forward and get hit by stuff. Genius that she is. The AI for your allies is not great, admittedly. Like, it's not like Algis or Delito were any smarter. But very complaining now. I lost. All was going so well. I think these units are weak to fire attacks, but we don't have a way to do fire damage. But one thing we can do is, for instance, if we cast a cure spell on, actually, let's go for a really ambitious teleport. We're still like 70% to get it. Okay. Well, when that failed, my backup plan was let's just chuck a meteor. I was really hoping I could hit something with that. That's not Rafa. Can't get it to hit the mage. All right, let's do this. Let's actually make sure that will kill Rafa. Rafa doesn't have a turn in a while. All right, probably we can save the meteor for another idea. Okay. Is there anything else to do here? Oh, actually, he can heal himself now. Murasame. Ramza has a way to self-heal if needed. Forgot about that. Good work, bud. All right, you can heal, which does damage. You can one-shot with a Cure 3. You one-shot with Cure 2? No. So let's one-shot that and otherwise stay still. And you, of course, will do your dancing. Oh, I should check if there's a decent chance we have enough experience. We should be switching to Knight, which will be stabler. We will after this fight. That's great. Sorry about the long episode this time. But I really want Rio Veins to be its own episode. That's such a memorable sequence from the game, and one where deaths are so frequent. I'm excited and hoping that we can make it through without one. Does Rafa have low faith? I think one of the... I don't remember. I was wondering why she took 50 damage from Fire 3. You'd think Fire 3 would hit pretty hard. I probably shouldn't have grouped my units up. Yeah. We don't want... Yeah. That's not great. Should have separated a bit more. Guarded. I might have something that eliminates slow on... there was some equipment that did, but I didn't know if I had it equipped on anyone. Not remembering now. Alright. Confusion. That's nice. Silence does nothing. But confusion something. This fight's pretty straightforward. I don't think I've ever come close to having a reset on this one. So, not too fussed about this one. It's Yardow that's... hate it. My greatest foe. Maybe we'll find a good meteor slot now. Okay. Let's... So, when this runs down, it sometimes gets a revive. That's a little annoying. Let's go here and try to use our magic offensively. Do 108, 144. Can we do it with Cure 2? 96. Gotta be Cure 3. Ramoni, Rucorn, and Nigel. Are you one of those? You're Rucorn. You're Natalie. Alright, let's go for Natalie. And you can keep dancing. Hopefully they attack their own thing. Alright, I can live with that. These guys can also put us to sleep. So hopefully that doesn't come, because that would be annoying. Called it. Miss? Ooh, 24% came good. That's an attack. That's an attack that's kind of not a problem at all, because, like, there's a decent chance Regenerator goes off there, and if it does, we heal back most of that 28 each turn, or at least a decent chunk of it. Alright, Rafa's doing her randomized thing. So be it. It's nice when you can cast Cure 3 and it is both healing and an offensive spell. Ooh, Asura does good damage here. Ah, it's fire damage. Right, her abilities are elemental. So if it does hit here, it's actually really good damage. Or like acceptable damage. Stupid Yardow. Okay, we frogged the least threatening of the units. Let's go here. Any chance we can throw out a meteor? It's just too slow. Natalie, Cilia, Tuckert. That's going to be Cilia, and this is going to be Tuckert. So, okay, we can't do that. All right, Heaven's Cloud. The classics. Go back to draw out. I'd like to use Meteor at some point usefully. Sure, we'll find a time. But I was hoping this would be it. Oracle's actually kind of low. Yeah, that almost kills her. Oh, that puts her in range where, okay. I'm gonna run next to him so that his spell hits himself as well. Okay, we can take him out. I'm gonna heal before it hits, and that will hurt us both, or help me hurt him. And then hopefully his spell takes himself out. I don't think I couldn't do enough to kill him before his move went off, so I thought I'll make sure I can heal a bit before it goes off. We'll definitely survive. You know, we were going to survive with 2 HP, but we'll be able to survive that and have a little left over. And hopefully, also we get him to get himself. Nah, did a lot more to us. That's a shame. Still, if she goes down here, then we have to end the fight really quickly, which we might not be able to do. Because actually, the dangerous thing here, ooh, double frog and sleep. All right, we should switch off Nameless Dance. The dangerous thing here is that the enemies that go down, sometimes after the 3 clock ticks are up, they come back, and that could make it really hard to finish them all off in time. So if our healer did go down, this would be a disaster, especially because the frogs are going to run as far away as they can. So hopefully he can't just physically attack and finish her. So if he tries to cast a spell, maybe we have time to do something. What would be useful? Slow dance? No, disaster. Oh, poison. Does poison do... Poison just poisons us. Okay, that's fine. Wow. We're going to make it. So let's move next to him while being relatively close to other enemy units. We can heal ourselves. That will kill him and get us pretty high on health. We have Regenerator going, so that'll heal the rest of the damage. Ramza can move 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go for the 90%. Okay. Draw out. We'll definitely do at least, 106, even with the weaker one. I'm going to try to end this relatively quickly before there's a chance that any of the other units revive. Confused Frog looks so silly. I'm glad those two are next to each other. That means Ramza can finish both next turn if they stay there, which they did. Okay, so this actually, like I keep saying, all these fights can get shaky, even the ones I'm really confident of. This almost went really bad. Yeah. Maybe I should have switched to his Nabus for the damage. I'm not sure. Let's just leave it, though. Hopefully that time mage doesn't revive. I think the odds are like 50% that they come back. But the thing is, if they come back, they get the next turn too. Okay. We'll just heal and sit so our next turn comes a little quicker. There we go. All right. Ooh, this part of the game, both my least favorite and always trickier than I want it to be. Oh, we didn't get the kill. I should have used this stronger. That was so dumb. Oh, okay. That was lucky. Hopefully Regenerator didn't fully heal us, so this gets some experience. Otherwise, that was a waste. Didn't really think about it. That was a waste. Great, great, great job, mate. At least we're full health. All right. Just keep dancing. So yeah, if someone goes down here and you need to end the fight quickly, you can see how it would be tricky if every turn someone is like reviving, right? For every other turn. Okay. Yeah, no, I get this. Jesus, you just hit it. What a terrible ability. A horrendous ability. Alright, let's cure 3. That will get the kill, and that will heal us. Sorry that this episode was much more tilted than the past ones. Okay, this will kill. Should have used Heavenly Sword. I think I have this problem in a bunch of games. There's some games I don't, where like, oh, bad decision. I gotta work on this and like adjust from the bad spot. And there are some games where I just go like, well, this fight sucks. Got to move on to the next one and separate from it. I think that's what's happening here. So we'll come back next time for Rio Veins, which is a much more interesting fight, and we have much more interesting tools to deal with it. Spiritual Forest, I never want to come back. Agreed. But before we go, we should head back to see if there's anything new in Dorter Trade City, because we should check our gear, and I should get my loadout for Rio Veins. No, I should do the loadout for Rio Veins at the start of the next episode. We should figure out. But I think we bought everything we need. We just have to go see if there's any new gear. All right. Sometimes this takes a few clicks. Maybe I should do one green patch at a time, but if this fails, we'll do one green patch at a time. There we go. Okay. And do you have anything new? You do. All right, but I don't think it's relevant to most of us. You can take the HP boost. You'll notice it gives a big MP boost, but it does not give a magic up. And we have enough MP for Meteor, we have enough MP for Holy. Would it be nice to have MP for 2 Holies? Yeah. Yeah, that's worth a magic point. Okay, I'll take that. This is not. Alright, that looks good. Yeah, alright. And we'll get back to Yuguo Woods, to stupid Port City. And next time, we will take on Rio Veins. 1 reset so far this run. Just, fine, totally respectable. Obviously, most would have many more. But, yeah, a little frustrated by that. I'd really love to figure out a way to do that fight comfortably. I think I should have held back, but sometimes Rafa doesn't retreat, and there's not. If anyone has any ideas, I would really love to hear it. I think that would be a wonderful fight to have a good strategy for.